Alright, what are the entities? Entities is something abstract. For example, a car. When I say a car, you totally understand what car is because all the cars have some generic properties. All the cars have brand name. All the cars have some uh, some amount of wheels. Every car has an engine. Every car has a steering wheel. This kind of properties. But you don't know for sure how many wheels does the car have. What is the license number plate? What other specific properties are to the car? To know that, you need to ask me what kind of car are you talking about? About what instance of car are you talking about? So from entity as a generic concept, as an abstract concept, we are switching to more specific concept, to instance. This is where entities might differ from each other. Uh, what does it matter for us? Database is usually a collection of entities. Here in my database, you see that I have departments. Department is an entity itself. Employees, I have whole collection of employees here, but they're named here. Employee here is an entity, but here they're instances. Same goes for teachers and students. When I'm talking about teacher, a teacher, you have no idea what kind of teacher I'm talking about. But when I say something specific about teacher, something like Igor, you know that Igor teaches backend. This is how we are switching from entity to instance. Also, what's specific to entities and to instances? Entities usually are, you cannot identify entity, you cannot go more specific about it. But instances usually have IDs, teacher number, it's quite specific to the teacher, or teacher name, Ahmed, Igor. When I say Ahmed, everyone knows who Ahmed is among teachers, unless you have the second Ahmed, for example. One more thing I have to say about entities and instances. In English, we say a car, a bus, a something about entities usually because it's in general. But when we say the teacher, the student, the employee, usually we are talking about some specific teacher, some specific student, some specific employee. This is like very nice way to distinct. Are we talking about entity or are we talking about instance? Also, if you are familiar with object-oriented programming, class is considered an entity, but object is considered an instance. Here we have an example that in Excel sheet, the name of the table is an entity and the rows are the instances. This is exactly like I was showing you here. Teachers, those are names of the table and those are rows. Entities, entities, instances. You'll have 3 seconds to think about it. Please pause the video, come up with more examples of entities and their instances, and please be back soon. All right, hope you're back. Entities are generic things, generic names given to the types, classes of things. It's nice to remember, also very nice to say on the interview because the interviewer will be impressed if you know such a thing. I can tell you. See you soon.